You probably like to think yourself as rational human being. Like you will have decision to make, you take all the information, you make a pros and cons list, and you add that up to make the best decision possible. But you are a human being, and the truth of human beings is that we are far more irrational than we like to admit. Oftentimes, all decisions come down to smallest irrational things, and oftentimes that can be just a few words, which is what in this video I want to give you 6 ways you can use to turn the tide in your favor when you're trying to pursue someone to do something that you might like now. Is it not going to be substitute for really developing the true persuasive strategy? It's not subtitle for empathy, but started adding these phrases into your vocabulary, and I think you will be shocked with how quickly and how effective they are. So, the first one is when you're coming up against and the gatekeeper, and the phrases is simply going to be, have you ever made an exception? Now, I used to use this all the time when you would try to get into pros and clubs apps. It worked technically as a capacity, and it worked pretty well. And they had a buddy who was going to graduation ceremony. He has 6 family members and 4 tickets to get in, and they were really, and the guy clearly would have liked to have done something, but it was again the rule. So my friend said, have you ever made the exception? And he says, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. He said, would be possible to just make the one exception this time? And the guy looked around and said, okay, go ahead, get in there. This one is more effective when you have a gatekeeper that is just doing their job. They do not staunchly against getting in. They're trying to follow the rules. But the idea of making all little exceptions, even I'm thinking back to the time where they did and going, okay, that wasn't just, that's open tip, then over to 8 to just showing in the viewing. So that's the first one. The second one is for when someone has really dirt in their fist against you. They do not want to be persuaded. They do not agree with you. You come out of left field and they not into it. And I found myself using this one recently with my family. I wanted my brother to go to this personal development seminar, but it's long. It's 3.5 days, and it's about 12 hours a day. It's really intensive. There's ton of reasons not to go. So here's the rush that's in. We did not want to go, and I remember saying to him, Harry, if I were in your position, I got to be honest, I feel the same exact way. And he looked at me and he followed up with all the reasons that I felt, and I said, look, I get it. It's a ton of time and you don't know if it's gonna be valuable. It seems like a lazy coat. I get it. All of that said, and then I processed this to give him a reasons that I thought he should go. When you say, if I was in a position, I feel the same as that way, you are validating that person. You saying you're not wrong, you just might not be in something from a different perspective. If you try to jump into someone who's staunchly against you with your side, they're just gonna disinterfere. But when you take their side, you say, you're actually right. That sort of yes, them all loosen up and then become a little bit more open to change. And in the Barrett's case, I did win up. Growing to the program is really great. He's happy he did it. I'm happy he did it. It's on work. So, wow.